Hello, everyone, and welcome to Everyday English with Johnny. I'm your host, Johnny, and I'm beyond excited to be here today to help you take your English speaking skills to the next level. Whether you're learning for work, travel, or just to chat with friends, we've got a game-changing episode lined up for you.
And I'm Rose, your co-host. Oh, Johnny, today's topic is so close to my heart. We're diving into a huge challenge for English learners, getting unstuck from just understanding English to actually speaking it confidently. Have you ever been in a conversation where you get everything being said, but when it's your turn to talk, your brain just freezes?
Oh, Rose, I've been there more times than I can count. It's like all the words you know are hiding in a corner of your mind, refusing to come out. It's super frustrating, but don't worry, listeners. Today, we're sharing the Unstuck Method, a step-by-step strategy to break through that barrier and start speaking English with ease.
That's right. We're going to walk you through practical tips, super easy phrases, and fun exercises to help you express yourself without that sinking feeling of being stuck. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clear plan to move from being a silent listener to a confident speaker. Ready to make this fun, Johnny?
Born ready, Rose. Let's make this episode a turning point for our listeners. We'll keep it simple, relatable, and packed with real-world examples so everyone can follow along and start speaking right away. Let's get started.
Okay, Johnny, let's dive into the problem. Why is it so hard to go from understanding English, like when you're watching a movie or reading a book, to actually speaking it? I've been in that spot, and it feels like hitting a brick wall.
You're speaking for so many people, Rose. This is what we call the silent struggle, and it's super common. Millions of English learners can listen to a podcast or read an article and understand almost everything. But when it's time to speak, it's like the words vanish. It's like your brain says, nope, not today.
Exactly. It's so annoying when that happens. Like, I know the words, but my mouth just won't cooperate. Why does this invisible wall exist?
Great question. The wall comes from the difference between passive comprehension and active output. When you listen or read, your brain is passively taking in information. It's like watching a movie. But speaking requires you to actively produce words, often under pressure, and that's a whole different skill.
That makes so much sense. Can you give us a real-world example to make it relatable?
Sure thing. Let's talk about Maria, a student I once met. She could watch English YouTube videos and understand 90% of what was said. She'd laugh at the jokes, follow the stories, everything. But in a group chat with friends, she'd freeze and only say, yeah, I agree, or that's nice. Her brain knew the words, but they wouldn't come out when she needed them.
Ugh, I've totally been Maria. I remember trying to join a work meeting in English, and all I could say was, good idea. I wanted to share so much more, but I just got stuck. So what's the plan to fix this?
Today, we're introducing the Unstuck Method to help listeners like Maria and you, Rose, break through that wall. We'll start with a mindset shift, then move to active practice techniques, and finally build a routine for long-term success. It's all about turning your understanding into confident speech.
I'm so ready for this. Let's start breaking down that wall step by step. All right, Johnny, let's talk about this mindset shift. What's the first thing we need to change in our heads to start speaking?
The biggest game changer is seeing mistakes as feedback, not failure. So many learners think, if I say it wrong, I'll sound silly. But every mistake is a chance to learn. Instead of thinking, I messed up, say, that mistake just taught me something new.
That's so freeing. I used to avoid speaking because I was scared of pronouncing words wrong. How do we embrace what you call the messy middle?
The messy middle is where the magic happens, Rose. It's that awkward phase where your sentences aren't perfect, but you're making progress. For example, you might say, I go to store yesterday, instead of, I went to the store. That's okay. Keep talking and it'll get smoother. Try saying, I'm learning and it's fine to mess up.
I love that mindset. It takes the pressure off. What else can we do to feel more comfortable speaking?
Create psychological safety. Practice in low-pressure settings like with a close friend, a family member, or even by yourself in front of a mirror. You can say, I'm practicing my English, so please be patient with me. It sets the tone and makes it easier to try.
That's such a great tip. I remember practicing with my sister, and she'd laugh with me when I stumbled. It made it fun. Let's practice a mindset phrase. Repeat after me. Every mistake teaches me something new.
Every mistake teaches me something new. So true.
You nailed it. Listeners, pause the video and say that phrase out loud 3 times. It really helps rewire your brain for confidence.
One more mindset tip. Celebrate every small win. If you say one new sentence today, like, I enjoyed my lunch, give yourself a pat on the back. I remember when I first said a full sentence in English at a cafe, can you make it quick, please? And I felt like I won an award.
I love that story, Johnny. It's amazing how those little moments build confidence. Okay, let's move to the next step. How do we start speaking actively? So, Johnny, we've got the right mindset. Now, how do we actually start speaking instead of just listening or reading? I want to get those words out.
This is where active immersion comes in, Rose. Instead of just passively watching or listening to English, practice response-based listening. That means listening with the goal of replying, not just understanding. For example, watch a YouTube video and pause to answer out loud. What do I think about this topic?
Oh, that sounds fun. So if I'm watching a cooking show, I could pause and say, I think this recipe is great because it's simple and healthy. Is that the idea?
Exactly. You're engaging with the content like it's a real conversation. Another example, if you hear someone say, travel is the best way to learn, pause and respond, I agree because traveling helps me meet new people. It trains your brain to speak on the spot.
I love that. What's another way to create speaking opportunities, especially if I don't have anyone to practice with?
Create spontaneous conversation moments. Join a language exchange app like Tandem or HelloTalk and say, hi, I'm practicing English. Let's talk about our favorite movies. Or even talk to yourself at home. Describe what you're doing. I'm making coffee and it smells amazing.
Talking to myself? That's new, but I can see how it works. It's like practicing without judgment. What about using AI tools? I've heard they can help.
AI is fantastic for low-pressure practice. Use a chatbot or voice assistant and say, let's have a conversation about food. The AI might ask, what's your favorite dish? You reply, I love pizza because it's quick and tasty. It's like a virtual friend who's always available.
That's so cool. I'm definitely trying that. Let's practice a response-based phrase. Repeat after me. I think this idea is great because it's practical.
I think this idea is great because it's practical. So easy.
You're a natural. Listeners, try pausing a video or podcast today and respond out loud with your thoughts. For example, if you hear, cats are better than dogs, say, I disagree because dogs are more loyal. It's a fun way to practice.
To build on that, try online forums or social media groups. Comment in English like, I enjoyed this post because it's inspiring. It's low pressure and you're practicing real communication. I used to comment on English travel blogs and it helped me feel braver about speaking.
That's such a great idea. I'm going to join a group about books and try commenting. Okay, let's talk about the next part, specific techniques to boost our speaking. Johnny, we're ready to speak more. What's in the strategic speaking toolkit? I want techniques I can use today.
First up is shadowing and mimicry. This is so fun, Rose. Watch a short English video like a movie clip or a TV show and repeat what the speakers say, copying their pronunciation, tone, and even their emotions. For example, if they say, I love this city, repeat it with the same excitement.
That's like being an actor. I can imagine mimicking a character saying, this is the best day ever. What's another technique?
The rephrase and explain method. Take a word or phrase you understand, like happy, and rephrase it, I am joyful because I got good news. Then explain it. Good news makes me smile and feel excited.
It's like building a mini speech piece by piece.
That's so doable. I could say, I'm thrilled because I learned something new. Explanation, learning new things makes me feel accomplished. Did I do it right? Spot on, Rose. Another technique is storytelling and descriptive exercises. Tell a simple story about your day. This morning, I drank coffee and read a book. The coffee was strong and the book was exciting. It's like building a mini speech piece by piece.
That's so doable. I could say, yesterday I walked in the park, the trees were green, and the air was fresh. It feels natural. Any other tools?
Use sentence starters to get going. Try phrases like, in my opinion, I believe that, or here's why. For example, in my opinion, learning English is fun because it opens new opportunities. It gives you a structure to start speaking.
Those starters are like a safety net. Let's practice one together. Repeat after me. I'm joyful because I had a great day.
I'm joyful because I had a great day. Love it.
You're killing it. Listeners, try shadowing a video or telling a short story about your day. Start with simple sentences like, I ate breakfast and it was delicious. It builds fluency fast.
One more technique. Use think aloud practice. Describe what you're doing as you do it. For example, while cooking, say, I'm cutting vegetables because I want a healthy dinner. It's a natural way to practice speaking without pressure.
I'm trying that tonight while making dinner. These tools are so practical, Johnny. Okay, let's talk about keeping this going for the long haul. Johnny, we've got the mindset and the tools. How do we make sure we keep speaking and don't fall back into the silent struggle?
Consistency is the key, Rose. Design a sustainable routine that fits your life. Spend just 10 minutes a day speaking English. For example, describe your day out loud. Today, I went to the park. It was sunny, and I felt relaxed. Do it every morning, and it becomes a habit.
That's so easy to fit in. I could do it while getting ready for work. What about finding a community? I learn better when I'm not alone.
Absolutely. Find or create a supportive community. Join a language exchange group, like on Meetup or WhatsApp, and say, I'm here to practice speaking English. Let's chat about our hobbies. Or join an online club where everyone's learning. It's motivating to share the journey.
I love the idea of a language buddy. How do we keep the momentum going, especially on tough days?
Celebrate every small victory. If you say a full sentence in a conversation, like, I enjoyed this discussion because it was fun, give yourself a high five. Set small goals, like, this week I'll use 5 new sentences in English. It keeps you moving forward.
Celebrating wins is so motivating. Let's practice a goal-setting phrase. Repeat after me. This week, I'll speak English for 5 minutes a day.
This week, I'll speak English for 5 minutes a day. Let's do it.
Perfect. Listeners, build a routine and find a community. Maybe start with a friend who's also learning English. Share your goals and cheer each other on.
One more tip. Use apps like HelloTalk, Tandem, or even voice assistants for daily practice. Say, I'm practicing my speaking. Can we talk about travel? I used Tandem when I was learning, and chatting about food with a native speaker made me so much braver.
That's inspiring, Johnny. I'm going to try an app this week. Another idea? Keep a speaking journal. Record one sentence you said each day. Like, today I said, I love this song in English. It's a fun way to track progress.
Great idea, Rose. And don't forget to have fun. Try singing English songs or mimicking funny movie lines. It's practice, but it feels like play.
Wow, Johnny, what an incredible episode. We went from mindset shifts to practical tools and long-term strategies. Our listeners are ready to get unstuck and start speaking English with confidence.
Absolutely, Rose. If you loved this episode, please subscribe to Everyday English with Johnny on YouTube. Hit that bell icon so you never miss a new video packed with English tips.
We want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell us, what's one sentence you said in English today? Or share your biggest speaking challenge. We'll reply and cheer you on.
Check out our other videos on Everyday English with Johnny for more tips on speaking, vocabulary, and real-life conversations. We've got tons of fun, practical advice for work, travel, and daily life.
And follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Everyday English with Johnny for daily English challenges, quick phrases, and extra practice to keep you motivated.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Keep practicing, stay confident, and start speaking your English today. You've got this. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye for now. Go break down that wall and let your voice shine.